seen any of those new movies with Anne Hathaway, Lindsey Lohan, or Zac Efron where their faces are so incredibly tox that they can barely move? Like when they try to cry, it actually doesn't happen and it looks so incredibly inauthentic? Yeah, no, I haven't seen any of those either, because why would I waste my time? Ah, yes, nothing says authentic Victorian drama than a fresh-filled, pouty lip, some very modern eyeshadow, and a forehead so smooth that it could double as a zoom background. Am I the only one who's noticed this? These people's faces are completely frozen. How are you supposed to act when you can barely furrow your brow? 1 minute you're settling in for a Jane Eyre vibe and bam, you're getting a face so frozen it looks like it belongs in a wax museum. Welcome to the age of Botox and fillers, where Hollywood's quest for eternal youth has left us with emotionless faces and performances that feel about as alive as a mannequin.
I am very, 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 very upset about this.
You don't look upset.
Oh, the Botox. Can't show emotion for another hour and a half.
Today, we're diving into the hilarious and also horrifying reality that is cosmetic procedures on the big screen. Ladies and gentlemen, please buckle up and prepare for impact. This is going to be a crazy, wrinkle-free ride. Back in the day, a single tear rolling down an actor's face could tell you everything. Grief, betrayal, world-ending heartbreak. Fast forward to 2025, and some actors' faces barely move at all. Thanks to Botox, those tiny little furrowed brows and little lip quivers have gone extinct, actually. You know it's bad when your favorite dramatic close-up looks a lot more like a robot than a real human. Watching period dramas today.
Mother, no, I will not be wed to him. I don't care how large the dowry is. I don't love him.
Is this supposed to be giving Little Women like Florence Pugh, like... Actually, I think she might be pretty natural. But please, mother, let me marry him. I've not even got a little bit of fill in my face. I'm in love with him. No, actually, I'm not. I just want the money. It's actually tiresome. Millie Bobby Brown in Damsel. Ooh, she said it, not me. Florence Pugh in Little Women. Yeah, okay, maybe it wasn't just me, but it just felt a little bit like, I'm sorry, I can't be with you. It's about love. Penelope's smoky eye and full acrylic set. It's like you're not taking us anywhere but to today's world. Like you're supposed to be taking us back in time to a real existence that we never knew. No, it's feeling like I'm at the grocery store again and I'm seeing all those 16-year-old baddies with lip filler. Like, stop. Nicole Kidman in The Northman? No, don't even take me there. It was... sends me. And if you don't believe me, take a look at how these silent age actors used to act. Silent films taught actors to use every muscle in their face. In silent films, stars like Greta Garbo and Clara Bow conveyed heartbreak and ecstasy with nothing but their faces, no dialogue needed. And with the advent of sound, close-ups became Hollywood's secret weapon.
I just want to tell you all how happy I am to be back in the studio, making a picture again. You don't know how much I've missed all of you. And I promise you I'll never desert you again. Because after Salome, we'll make another picture and another picture. You see, this is my life. It always will be. There's nothing else. Just us. The cameras. And those wonderful people.
Ingrid Bergman's quivering gaze in Casablanca said so much more than any dialogue ever could. Those subtle micro-expressions were so impactful that directors back in the early 2000s would refuse to hire anybody that had work done because those facial expressions created so much powerful nuance. But today, directors compensate with loud music, frantic editing, and dramatic dialogue because, well, the actors' faces can't. Instead of show, don't tell, we get overtell because we can't show you anything. We can't show you any emotion. I mean, I'm never gonna forget Gal Gadot in that new Snow White movie. Are you kidding me?
Tell me, are you against me too? Are you? Yes or no?
No.
Even Kristen Chenoweth, somebody who has been known to use Botox, has actually come out publicly and said, do not overdo it. Even White Lotus's Amy Lou Wood came out as proudly anti-Botox because her craft depends on every flicker of feeling and emotion. The truth is, you guys will only ever catch me watching old movies because I cannot handle this new Ridley Scott era of directing where it's like, CGI, oh my gosh, that new movie where there's a unicorn that got away and Jenna Ortega, who has the same face in every single movie, has to go and find it, and oh, we're just just gonna make it so bam bam up in your face because people don't have a very good attention span anymore, but also like they're really trying to compensate for the fact that these people cannot act. Give me Lord of the Rings again. I've watched that too many times. Like I've watched that 20 times. Give me something new that I can enjoy. Now imagine plopping that completely frozen face into a period drama. Those heroines back in the 1800s did not have lip flips, Botox, fillers. They had some like tea stains and maybe some subtle rouge, but on screen, they literally all look like they just came from an Instagram filter. Instant immersion breaker. And it's like they have iPhone face in historical settings. It's weird. How did we go from classic beauty to looking like an iPhone face? Okay, she's gorgeous. I'm like actually dead. How are her eyes like that? I feel like I'm like transforming into her eyes. I feel like we just fell in love. That was crazy work. No, like this is an individually beautiful woman, like just unique individuality. And this is exactly what I'm talking about.
Bridgerton viewers think the actress who plays Francesca has iPhone face. iPhone face is all over our FYPs, but the term actually first came about last year to describe someone who looks like they could only exist in the smartphone generation. It's been applied to actors in period dramas to assess how realistically they can portray characters from a different century. But why is iPhone face making a comeback? It's all because of Bridgerton's new season. Francesca Bridgerton, originally played by Ruby Stokes, has been recast and is played by Hannah Dodd. Some viewers started saying that Hannah has iPhone face and looks way too modern to be in Bridgerton. This discussion sparked a TikTok trend of users posting videos of themselves asking if they have iPhone face. But what does it look like? Essentially, like you know what a meme is. Timothée Chalamet in The King and Millie Bobby Brown in Damsel are also considered to have iPhone face. Clay Belugo from Days describes veneers and lip fillers as two major contributors to iPhone face. And it seems to be down to the way beauty trends travel on social media, meaning they can reach more people worldwide, which can give people that sort of samey look. But do you have iPhone face?
Guys, do I have iPhone face? Drop it in the comments below. Truthfully, I think Timothée Chalamet in The King was one of his best pieces of work. I love that movie so dearly. But the reality is, who's fading up the king? Who's giving him that clean, tight fade? They didn't have clippers back then. They were using scissors. Who was giving him that tight, low taper fade? That's what I want to know. Bridgerton already makes zero sense historically, so why bother with the iPhone face? She's stunning. It's not to say that she's not stunning, but it's exactly like Ridley Scott with Gladiator 2. Like, where did the monkeys come from? Why were there monkeys in the where did they come? Why was there a flood? Was that historically accurate? I don't know if it was. The Northman, Bridgerton, Damsel, and 1883 are prime offenders. To jail with you.
Okay, like a lot of people, I saw this video from this creator talking about how some people have smartphone face, and the example that she uses that is also cited in the article is the cast of Daisy Jones in The Six. A lot of people said that the actors' faces didn't feel like they belonged in the 70s.
For sure.
Particularly Camilla Morone. A lot of people said that her face just doesn't look like it belongs in that decade because she looks too much like an Instagram model.
She's got a lip flip, bro. Like, we're trying to look at like little thin lips, bro, and hairy legs. Like, this is the 70s. Like, come on. Like, what are we even talking about?
It reminded me of a tweet I saw a few months ago where someone was like, oh my God, Madeline Klein's face is so old Hollywood. And all of the replies were like, no, it's not. And that's not an insult to Madeline at all. Like, she's beautiful, but this is definitely the face of someone that knows what Instagram is.
Exactly. That's the entire point. That's all that they're trying to say. So here is the lowdown. If you guys haven't watched any of my Botox videos, you can go ahead and click right here because you will learn a lot. I promise you. I did a ton of research. Botox is botulinum toxin, which temporarily paralyzes the muscles in your face or wherever it is that you get it injected. Ooh. You get it injected anywhere you want, girl. No muscle movements equals no wrinkles at all, whatsoever. Now, fillers are plumping your skin from the inside out. Great for that Instagram glow, but not very good for a period drama. All of it is terrible if you need to furrow your brow in sorrow or lift a brow in suspicion. So yeah, your face becomes a blank canvas until the next shot wears off and you realize you can't even frown about it. Or you just end up swelling in pain.
I wanted to make a video about why I stopped getting Botox. If you guys didn't know, I used to get a ton of Botox in my face, and now I can move it all. I think I dissolved all my Botox. Basically, if you don't get your Botox retouched, it'll just dissolve and the movement in your face will come back. Why did I stop getting Botox? It looked so bad at a certain point. Like, every time I would smile, it looked like I was swollen, like I was in pain. Because the thing is I was getting Botox from here up. So from here up, there was no movement. It was just my mouth like this. Like, this is how I was smiling. And I will show you the fucking pictures. Like, look, my whole ass face is not moving. This whole part of my face is not moving. I'm just, instead of me just smiling like naturally with my whole face, it's just, that's it. And you know what? I probably could have gotten lighter Botox, but I was obsessed with it.
This reminds me of that Madeline RG video where she's like, the Botox is developing, and she's like, no! Oh my god, bestie, I never realized. I thought you were just drunk in most of those pics. Right. And if Botox isn't enough, a lot of these studios are slapping on CGI de-aging effects on all of their characters. It is so bizarre to me. Remember The Irishman? Yeah, Robert De Niro looks 30 years younger because of CGI. Also kind of like a living statue, which was like really, really weird. It seems uncanny valley for real. No wrinkles, no pores, no life. It's like they're not even there. If you want a young Robert De Niro, just watch Raging Bull. CGI can of course smooth back every line, but it doesn't add back the soul. Even Kurt Russell's digital facelift on Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was like really, really weird. Critics went as far as to say that it felt like an entity imitating a person. This also reminds me of how crazy some of these shows like Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and you've got all of the Real Housewives of God knows what city, all of them somehow are still managing to use smoothing filters on all of their confessionals. They're using smoothing filters on the beginning images, and none of it looks real. It's just so weird. And BuzzFeed even rounded up a dozen actors who publicly roasted their own CGI effects for being confusing or pointless. Ouch. Now, female stars in the industry have always been pushed to stay eternally youthful, or else they kind of risk being sidelined. It's a catch-22. Get Botox to somehow manage to stay relevant, but you might potentially lose your craft in the process. Meryl Streep has definitely weathered her fair share of industry pressure, but she never ever gave in to the talks. And she isn't the only one that thinks this way. Thankfully, a revolt is truly brewing. Frances McDormand, Tilda Swinton, Julia Roberts, and Kate Winslet have all championed natural aging. No Botox, no fillers, arguing that true acting demands real faces. This Huffington Post article is absolutely incredible. Botox is destroying Hollywood acting. An ocean of Botox and collagen has been jabbed into the most famous faces on earth, leaving the audience feeling disconnected without knowing why. It's because Anne Hathaway's crying, but her face isn't even moving. It's just weird. Are we watching a robot? Is she even really there? Like, the whole Botox thing is not helping all of the conspiracies saying that these Hollywood stars are like lizards, are they? McDormand's bare-faced acceptance speech at the Oscars was absolutely iconic. She has been a major champion in the industry for being body positive for years.
A lot of times we have to conform, fit in, but then we have someone like you who does your own thing, does it wonderfully. Are there any lessons? Are there any things that you can give to us? Because sometimes it is bloody tough in this industry. Thank you.
All right, so, look, I have problems with my body. We all do. I don't like everything about myself. I hate my voice. I hear my voice. I worked really hard to get my hair back. Why? Doesn't really make any difference. There's so much about, I don't want to be anybody's role model when it comes to that, because we struggle. You struggle every day, you struggle. You have to look around. And it's not any easier for men than it is for women. That's our job, isn't it? It's our job. So I'm really, really happy that you feel that way about me, but I also feel like it's our job. It's just our job. And not to think that it's easy, ever, right? But
Tilda Swinton's refusal to get any veneers or injectables, absolutely amazing, because she understands the craft, and as you get older, maybe you play older roles, but you don't need to look like a robot or a child when you're actually like a 50, 60-year-old woman. And then Kate Winslet, she's been vocal about how facial expressiveness is her greatest tool. If Hollywood wants her, it's gotta come with every wrinkle.
People say, oh, you were so brave for this role. You didn't wear any makeup. You know, you had wrinkles. Do we say to the men, oh, you were so brave for this role. You grew a beard. No, we don't.
That still happen to you?
Yes, it happens to me all the time. It's not brave. It's playing the part.
Is it true that a crew member came up to you and said you might want to kind of sit up a little bit? You're showing a lump.
Yeah. You might want to kind of just suck in, sit up. And I was like,
you didn't.
I don't think Lee would have done. It's about knowing that her ease with her physical self was hard won.
In Hollywood, you could have a lot of great lights so that you don't see the lump that we all have, the bumps that we all have.
Yeah, no, I'm
You
done.
don't care about showing
No,
that.
I don't.
Why not?
It's exhausting.
These trailblazers truly remind us that authenticity sells, especially in the acting industry. When your face moves, your performance moves us, and the movie is 10 times better. Now here's the kicker. Botox isn't always just cosmetic. It's FDA approved for chronic migraine prevention. Patients need it every 12 weeks to stop debilitating headaches. But med spas are scooping up a lot of the supply for some wrinkle-free selfies. So guess what happens? People that actually need it for their medical reasons are left scrambling and they don't have anything that they can do about it. Meanwhile, the med spa industry is absolutely booming, projecting $10 billion in sales this year, with unlicensed practitioners, counterfeit products, and botched injections causing infections, burns, and even blindness. Meanwhile, the price tag could be upwards of $1,000. Yeah, that's insane.
If they are giving you such a deal on Botox or anything else that it is just the deal of a lifetime, usually they're using off-label product. I'm Dr. Parich. I am a board-certified ophthalmologist and oculoplastic surgeon. Just want to tell you a few things about what to look out for in med spas that are not legit, and I wouldn't bother going there. If the deal is too good to be true, it usually is. So you want to make sure that they do have proper certification. You can ask to see their license certification to make sure that place that you're at actually has qualified individuals. And you can even ask if you can see the hologram on the Botox label. When they are using any sort of injectables, you want to make sure they're not, reusing tons of things as well. Make sure they're wearing gloves. These are just basic sterile practices, okay? They should be using eye shields if there's any sort of a laser procedure. They should be wearing a mask if they're using something more sterile in nature. They shouldn't even be breathing in your skin cells. They should have the HEPA filtration, drawing the epithelial cells away.
There are real consequences for these actors who have a ton of money in their pockets scooping up a lot of this Botox for themselves. Real people that need these products are physically paying for their vanity. It also creates a level of FOMO with young women watching these incredible celebrities and these actors on the big screen. Botox, filler, and all, kind of wishing that they could get it for themselves. They don't realize it, but growing up, a lot of young girls absolutely idolize these actors for their careers, but also for the way that they look. When I grew up watching the Olsen twins, Hilary Duff, Lindsey Lohan, I wanted to be just like them. I wanted to look like them. They were my absolute idols at that time. We grow up idolizing these people, and when we get older and we realize we can't actually look like today's Lindsey Lohan or today's Anne Hathaway because they don't even look like that naturally, it's a little bit depressing. I mean, hello, I really wanted to look like Bella Swan. Like, she was serving face back then. She was. And today is absolutely no different. Young girls sitting on the couch watching Bridgerton, seeing all of these women that have incredible iPhone faces that are like sculpted with plastic and fillers, it creates a beauty standard that is unattainable. And whether they believe that they're doing anything wrong or not, it's just the reality of the situation. And what is Hollywood doing about it? Nothing, obviously. In theory, lift, nip, and tuck, and voila, you look 20 years younger. But on film, it is truly a disaster waiting to happen. First thing we need to mention is surgical downtime. Facelifts and rhinoplasties do require weeks of recovery. Bruising, swelling, bandages, none of it really screams, I'm ready for my close-up. Imagine mid-shoot, your lead actress has to hide under layers of bandages because her face looks like a Halloween prop. That's why major productions avoid any sort of surgery during filming. Second, there are scars and stiffness. Even the most skilled plastic surgeon leaves subtle scars along hairlines, around ears, under the chin. On high-definition cameras, those tiny marks are neon signs. Plus, surgery stretches and tightens skin. Nice for photos, sure, but terrible for acting. Third, you've got very unpredictable results. You go in wanting some sort of subtle lift and you come out looking painted on, and your face, when you're an actor, is literally your moneymaker. It's what sells everything. It sells your emotion. You can't be looking uncanny valley, Robert De Niro. Faces can end up asymmetrical or droopy or just plain weird. In film, consistency is key. One day your nose is straighter, the next day it's slightly crooked, which is a continuity nightmare just waiting to happen. And fourth, character versatility. Actors play heroes, villains, monsters, sometimes all in one single career. Permanent surgical treatments actually box them into a very specific type of character and kind of removes them from the ability to play other characters and maybe even adventure out into different roles. It's the same situation with Millie Bobby Brown not really being able to be cast as the young, cute teenager 11 style character that she played for so many years. She probably wants to develop and grow up a little bit, but when you watch her in those new movies where she's still trying to be a young actress, it just looks weird. Like, you can't play a 13-year-old girl anymore if you got got some sort of injections going on. I'm not saying anything. Or if you think about somebody like Jennifer Coolidge in A Cinderella Story, she fit that role perfectly, but would she ever play like a Miss Honey style teacher role? Probably not. It wouldn't really work. Okay, so what's the fix? Obviously, actors truly skipping injectables and any sort of work done while they're in this active career, I think makes the most sense. I consistently sit here and try to watch new movies or see them come up, or I'll watch trailers, and it just never works. It never feels authentic and it doesn't feel real. Like, instead of paying for injections, book more acting classes. Like, get out there and perfect your craft. I just feel like it's very sad because in a world where a lot of us women feel this level of pressure and scrutiny to look beautiful and perfect and young for our entire lives, these celebrities also feel that same level of pressure, and I don't even think we realize it. There you have it. Botox and fillers may smooth out your wrinkles, but they also completely smooth out your soul on screen. If you want real acting and real wrinkles and real faces, honestly, drop them in the comments below. I cannot be the only one that thinks that this nonsense is absolutely insane. If you guys enjoyed the video, please throw a big fat thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe. It means the entire world to me. If you enjoyed this video, you can go ahead and click here to find out why everyone is starting to look the same. It's getting a little bit uncanny valley. I'm not digging it. Or you can go ahead and watch my deep dive on why everybody looks ugly without makeup, girl. It's not just you and me. It's everyone. Don't even worry about it. You guys know I only make these videos because I love you and I truly want the best for you. I hope you have an amazing day or night or whenever you're watching, and I'll see you very soon.